First of all, welcome in my channel, and today I'm going to tell you about my membership plan. First of all, I will provide you .NET Core video tutorial, Dapper tutorial, REST API tutorial, Angular video tutorial. Not only video tutorial, I will provide you complete source code. Okay, and it's not only a simple video tutorial; it's a project-based video tutorial. So each technology have minimum 2 projects. So guys, this is a project-based courses in all technologies, just 800 rupees. And you focus that it's not only a technology, it's a roadmap. Okay, so that is the complete roadmap of .NET Core, and that video tutorial is providing you a past deal for you. Okay, so first of all, I will provide you .NET Core and video tutorial. It's not only it's not only simple video tutorial. Again, I repeat you, project-based video tutorial. So I will cover it, all design patterns and solid patterns and architectural designs. Okay, so I will give you clean architecture-based projects. Okay, so that is .NET Core, and that .NET Core used Entity Framework Core and SQL Server. In further video, I will use ADO.NET and the Dapper, and just after that, I will use Blazor for as a front end, and Angular as a front end, and the React as a front end. So use REST API. So it's a based on project, okay, and it's a roadmap so that we can cover all the topics of the full stack development. So this is only 800 rupees. I will, you just pay me 800 rupees and get all video tutorials. Okay, so day by day. And if you are belong from other country, just pay $15. And it's only a one-time fees. That is, again, I repeat you, one-time fees. Just only pay 800 rupees and get the source code and complete video tutorials. Okay, so how to get the deal? Just fill this form. That is your name, your email ID, your contact number. Contact number is not necessary. Transaction reference ID, order ID, or PayPal ID. If you are belong from India, just pay using UPI ID and just add your transaction reference ID. And after that, if you are belong from other country, just use this my PayPal ID, and this is, you can use this QR code also. Okay, and submit the form. After submitting your form, you will get a notification via email and start your journey for the membership. Okay, so just find the link of this form in your video description box. So must to check your video description box. Okay, hurry up guys. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to tell you about Angular validations. But before going to learn about Angular validations, must to know about form states and their properties, because without their properties, you cannot understand what is validation and how to perform validations. So here we have, Angular provides several states, classes, and properties to handle and track the form and the form control states. So these are the properties and validations. So the first one is the touched property. This property becomes true, that is touched. So when the user has visited the control, I mean to say that focus, I mean to say that when a user touch the input box, and then blur the input box element, just out focus out. And the second one is the untouched property. Untouched, I mean to say that the user, this property becomes true when the control has not been visited by the user. I mean to say that not touch. The third one is the dirty property. The property becomes true when the user has changed the value of the control. And the next one is pristine. The property becomes true when the control's value has not been changed by the user. So the touched and untouched is the familiar with each other. Like touched property is becomes true when the user visited the control, and untouched property becomes true when the control has not been visited by the user. Okay, so the next one is dirty. The property becomes true when the user has changed the value of the control. If the value has been changed by the user of the control, that property is dirty, is true. So pristine is the property becomes true when the control's value has not been changed by the user. So the control value has not been changed by the user. The pristine is true. The next one is the valid property. So the next property is the valid property. This property becomes true when the controls value passes all validation checks. So it's a form valid and input box valid, like that. Pristine is the property becomes true when the controls has not been changed by the user. Controls value. Invalid is what? The property becomes true when the controls value fails any validation checks. So if any validation checks, that means your property of invalid is becomes true. Pending is what? The property becomes true when an async validation is in progress. If your async validation is in progress, that means pending validations is true. Errors. The property holds any validations error that exist on the control. So that means these are the form control states validation properties. Form control, I mean to say that input box control, like that. And the next one, if you know about the form state classes, that is automatically added by the Angular. So Angular automatically adds CSS classes to form control based on their states. Here are some of the common classes. ngValid, applied when the control passes all validation checks. ngValid, I mean to say that applied when the control passes all validation checks. ngInvalid, it's automatically added by the Angular compiler. Applied when the control fails any validation check. If any validation check is failed, like applied when the control fails any validation check. And ng-touched, applied when the control has been blurred. Okay. And ng-untouched, applied when the control has not been blurred. Okay. And ng-dirty, applied when the control's value has been changed. Okay. And ng-pristine, applied when the control's value has not been changed. Okay. ng-pending, applied when async validation is in progress. So these are the form state classes, and I'm going to giving you an example of these classes and the states classes. So must to know about in the depth. Okay, so now I have an example for you, and this is a template driven form. That is the form and ng form, and we have a ng submit, that is on submit method. Now here we have a label, that is name label, and input field, that is name, and name type is, and that is two-way bind with the user model dot name. And user model we have in a, that is category page, and user model we have a name and email. So the built-in validations is required and minimum length is 3, and name field, that is template reference variable of ng model. Now in which we have a ng if, that is name field, I mean to say that template reference variable dot invalid. Invalid, I mean to say that if any entry in the form is invalid, that means the form is not valid. So name field dot dirty, I mean to say that if you touch the form element, I mean to say that that this name field is touched, and name field dot touched, both are the same. Okay. So ng if name field dot errors of the required, that is name is required. And the next one is ng if name field dot errors, that is minimum length and the class error, the name must be at least 3 characters long. Okay, so that is invalid. And in the case of email, you can see here we have a email field dot invalid and email field dot dirty and email field dot touched, so that we can say email is required and invalid email address. Okay, now the next one is submit button and disabled form dot invalid. Form dot invalid, I mean to say that if any one entries in email or the input name field is invalid, that button will be disabled for that type. Okay, so form submitted name and email, user model dot name, user model dot email. That's cool. Now okay, So here we have an example for you like that, and okay. Okay, so that is touched, and so first of all I want to open it in the inspect element, and here we have a console, and just click to the one ng content, and the that is ng untouched. Ng untouched, I mean to say that it's that form will not touch, that text boxes is not touched. Ng pristine, I mean to say that form does not in focus condition, and ng invalid. Okay, that's cool. So I want to touch this form like that, so the class will be changed: ng untouched, ng invalid, a dirty, like that, because you know that ng the class is ng untouched, ng invalid, ng dirty. Okay, so like that, ng untouched, ng dirty, and ng invalid. So when we just focus out the box, the ng untouched is actually removed from here. So here we have a ng dirty is there, ng valid is there, ng touched is there. Okay, ng valid, I mean to say that the green box will be appeared in your screen. Okay, and ng dirty is there like that. Ng dirty, I mean to say that the box is touched. Okay, the next one is like that. So just go for this box type first. So here you can see that ng invalid, ng dirty, ng touched. That's cool. Now just I want to remove your the part from here. When we press outside, so you can say ng invalid, ng dirty, ng touched, and that is g.com. So it's a valid, ng valid from invalid to valid data, ng touched, ng dirty. That's cool. So these are the states of validations. Thank you guys for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos.